Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Elemental Origins. My name is Starr, and today I'm going to enter into the space with a California White Sage, which you all should know by now is my absolute favourite if you've been with me for a little while. So I've just had a little bit of a mare trying to set up. I was trying to make everything perfect, and I was quite tired today, so now I was just thinking, I can't make it perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. Just put it down. So that is a message in and of itself for someone. But today's reading is for the Pisces super blue moon. And a blue moon happens when there are two full moons in the same month. So this Pisces super moon is obviously connected to the watery aspects of Pisces, the great depth and emotion of Pisces. But I was getting this aspect of really tapping into the mental psyche, the psychic gifts, but also the mental psyche. And I've been doing like a lot of rewiring of my brain over the past few days, and purposefully trying to cultivate a better habitat for my mind space. And I was feeling like this kind of chaotic energy when I come to sit down and do the reading, and every now and again I'll feel this energy come in. So if you are someone that hasn't watched my readings for a while and you've come back to this video, then this mental clutter, decluttering that needs to happen is definitely for you. And that's a specific message for someone, maybe some of you out there. But I feel like there might be a push to just pause, just to gaze within. Gaze within with love is what a message that was coming through. This idea of sitting in nourishment, sitting in sensitivity, sitting in vulnerability, but with yourself. And I think if some of you are out there are still dealing with outward pain, if you're still dealing with conflict, if you're still dealing with situations that are bringing you pain, have so much radical compassion for yourself right now. And under the energies of these Pisces blue moon, I want to tell you that you can heal your heart, for those that it applies to. But those that have been seeking clarity, prepare for your heart's walls to come down, so that you can see your full truth. With Pisces, there's no way of escaping. It's like they reach into your heart, but also they can keep that gaze. And some of you might feel like that about a certain situation, about a certain person. It's like they've grabbed your heart and they gaze into your soul, and it's like you can't escape it. Is what I want to share. It's like something has caught your attention. If it's not a person, it's some sort of idea, it's some sort of concept, it's some sort of religion. This idea of religion keeps coming back time and time again, and that's going to circle back around in a second. But I was seeing a black swan in my mind's eye, and this idea of wearing a mask, this idea of letting the darkness lead you, or a swan being on the surface of the water looking so elegant but absolutely flapping beneath the water, trying to get to where they are supposed to be. And this Pisces blue moon is asking you just to take down your walls, to take off your mask, and to really sit in your vulnerability and your truth. It's like, what is your secret truth right now, everyone? And I was being brought to blueberries and blackberries, and blueberries are connected to protection, they're connected to warding off negativity, and helping you through challenging aspects at this time. And I feel like some of you might be in a lot of conflict, and this might be mental conflict within yourself. So really declutter with this Pisces full moon. Ask the moon to take your pain, ask the moon to take your worries. And you will all know by now, if you've been with me a little while, I love to use fire and just burn everything away that does not serve me anymore. And with this idea of the water being so relevant, I've also got the water oracle deck that I'm using here, and letting yourself be submerged, letting yourself float or be submerged right now. It's like wherever you find yourself in your journey, you might be completely in the darkness, you might be this black swan, or you might be the person that's trying to keep it all afloat. So whatever suits you, whatever is calling to you right now, just fully submerge into that, or fully float with that, and allow that to be your truth, that you don't know what's to come. But just don't be afraid, I think I want to share. But blackberries are a source of healing. They are a source of helping you through change. They're a source of great medicine and wisdom. And I was hearing that this idea of the shaman coming to you to help you. And I think this might relate to a specific pile. I keep wanting to say pile 1. So a lot of these messages are relating to pile 1. as well. But there's something that's going to be gifted to a lot of you through this super full blue moon, because it's time for you to just receive something from the universe. I think some of you might have had a lot of questions that you wanted answered. It's going to be answered for you in this Pisces super moon. So make sure that you sit alone with this moon, everyone. And even those that practice with others, that might have others in their sacred spaces with them, make sure to take a lot of time for yourself with this super blue moon, because there's going to be a lot of messages, a lot of visions coming through for some of you as well. And I was brought back to milk thistle, and I actually have a thistle tattooed on my chest plate. And at the time of getting this, I didn't know why that was so significant. And slowly but surely, more and more synchronicities have been happening with thistle. And I was sat with today this idea of that when the Scots were invaded, the Norsemen took off their shoes, and they actually, to creep up on them, they actually stood on a thistle. And when they cried out in pain, that's when that would alarm the Scots that they were being invaded, so that they could come and, save their land, is what was coming through. And I thought, oh gosh, okay, this talisman that I've got actually has a lot of meaning to me. And I think that has been something that has been protecting me this whole time, without me realizing its strength. And yeah, I don't know why I felt cool to share that, but milk thistle is connected to you. But milk thistle is connected to great goddess, and the great goddess being Virgin Mary, and allowing this to be bravery, to be strength, and to be a source of great healing. I think at this time there's something about a healing elixir, so you might want to look into what potions, in terms of herbs or fruits or vegetables you might be drawn to at this time, and creating your own medicine. I think that is what is coming through this super blue moon, is the medicine that's going to help cure you at this time, everyone, whatever that means to you. Wherever you find yourself in a space of difficulty, this super blue moon is going to help you receive clarity. And I brought in a few crystals today. I have the chakra point crystals, so making sure you're keeping an eye on your chakras, and if they are out of alignment. I've also brought in the platonic solids, and I was drawn to amethyst, in particular this one that I've been really, really gutted about recently, because I actually dropped and she smashed, and it's really broke my heart. But I know that there is a lesson in there. But this stone in particular holds a lot of power for me. And I think that some of you are going to find your power through the supermoon. And I brought in this blue rose. Well, it's a labradorite rose, but it also has blue flashes. And I've only just realized this massive significance to someone that I very much care about a lot. And I always used to see this as my home stone. This is my Lemurian stone. This is my Pleiadian stone, and it's a blue rose. And yeah, that's going to be significant to someone. That made me laugh a lot. And I've also brought in the eye. So you're going to receive a lot of clarity. Some of you, specifically through this super blue moon. And I kept saying that blue moon was someone's favorite beer in a lot of readings. Previously, a lot of readings that I don't have anymore actually on my channel, but that's significant to someone too, as a confirmation. But I could keep going. I feel like I could sit here and just keep sharing messages without even pulling any cards today. I feel like there's a lot that's wanting to come through from the ether, everyone. So yeah, take some time with this. I think there's going to be a lot of information. Please make notes. Please come back to these time and time again, because I think specifically for this reading, there's going to be a lot of answers, and they might come through so simply that you miss them. I want to say specifically in pile 1. I keep wanting to say pile 1 with everything that I'm saying. So there is something in pile 1 for many of you, I think, and I don't normally do that, but there is something in there. But take a minute to pick your pile, and I will go ahead with pile number 1. Hello Pile 1, this is your reading. Let's see what the super blue moon wishes to say to you. And yeah, I've pulled some oracles, and I've got tarot, and I've got even more oracles to pull. So yeah, we're in for a journey, everyone. Wow, the Destroyer is the first card. Hydromancy and Illusion. This was highlighted to me when I was picking the cards as well. Tiger's Eye in 56. Wow, yeah, there's a lot of power here. This was in the verse. Wow, the pearl, the alchemy, the reward at the end, from grit to grace. And that was in reverse. And I'm going to keep it as such. There has been a lot of synchronicities with the water of late, Paiwan. Messages from Mintaka, messages from Great Mother Gaia herself, and this idea of a great cleansing happening. And I think you're part of that cleansing, Paiwan. I'd be very surprised if you don't consider yourself to be a spiritual person this lifetime, and if you're not, this is your final calling. This is your final calling home. I'm hearing it's like there is so much divine knowledge waiting to be transmuted to you, and some of you have been in great hesitancy about this, and you've been living in a lot of illusion. And I keep bringing this message forward time and time again, as if you are confused, you are in illusion somewhere, and you have to let this be your truth. You might not want it to be your truth, but it is, Paiwan. I'm going to pull some tarot as well. Well, yeah, Two of Cups and King of Pentacles. You want to be in control, Paiwan, and your teams of light, your Starr family have said no. Yeah, because you're supposed to be creating something new, and you're trying to stick with the old, and they're saying it's time to birth something new. And you know this in your heart. Everything that I'm going to say, Paiwan, is not going to be a surprise to you, but it's just a confirmation. But you keep going round and round and round in circles with something when actually you already have laser focus on something. And I'm being brought here to wolf spirit, and I've been growling recently, which has been a new a new layer of everything to me. But my son, Neo, I have a son that doesn't live in this plane of existence. Well, he does now, but I got introduced to him when he was still living back in the Pleiades, which is my home planet. And, you know, he's now reincarnated back as a fresh soul. But my son came through as a wolf spirit to me quite early on in my spiritual awakening. And it wasn't until very later down the line that I found out what that was. But this wolf spirit I had such a connection with. And, you know, I felt completely at peace with this spirit when I was starting to open up my capacity to be able to connect into these realms. And I think there might be solidarity in wolf spirit right now for you, Paiwan, whatever that means to you, however you find that to be connected to you in some way. But it's like your wealth is waiting to come to you, Paiwan. And I think you've been stuck in materialism, you've been stuck in thinking about your abundance, when actually you just needed to create something new and something straight from the heart. And that's been the illusion this whole time. All you needed to do was create from your heart, and that will always bring you back to your light, back to your unity with yourself, with others, with the divine. But you are, I think you're softening to the quest, is what I want to share, Paiwan. You're softening to the quest, you're hearing the calling, and I think you might be finally surrendering. The golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocent, rare gifts. Yeah, because you realize that you actually want to live a soft life. I think you try to live a hard life, and I think you've worked out that it's just not working for you. Oh, wow. Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. I love when the cards do this. I can't make it up. And yeah, I think sometimes some of you think that I do because it's just so on point, but I promise you I'm merely a vehicle for other divine beings to move through, and yeah, they always know the way. But there is such beauty within you, Paiwan, and you don't let yourself see this. I think you've been living under a lot of illusion and a lot of projection from others. I think that some saw your light and they didn't like it. They wanted to take from you and bring you on to 56. So these might be elders within your family. This might have been in your family unit. It was like somewhere someone didn't want you to shine, and they tried their hardest to stomp it out of you. And I'm hearing that they did do that, Paiwan. They destroyed an essence of you, and I'm really sorry to hear that you've been going through things that are so painful, but at the same time, see that as your greatest wealth, see that as your greatest asset to be moving forward, Paiwan. I think you might be stuck right now because you're trying to resist. Oh my gosh, and we've got a wolf here as well. Yeah, the confirmation. Yeah, you're very connected to wolf spirit, Paiwan. You need to look into that, whatever that means to you in some way. But it's like you are stuck because you're looking at the past when you need to just be looking at things that are piquing your interest right now. I think you're afraid to branch out. I think you might be afraid to be different. I think you might be afraid to be rejected, Paiwan. And this comes from your inner child and your inner child wounds. So make sure you are honoring your inner child and allowing them to lead. It's like, what did you used to find fun as a child? And being drawn to Arcturian energy as well, and I have messages from the Arcturians as well on my other light channel, which I'll try and remember to link, but if I don't, someone please do comment and I will make sure to do that. But yeah, you're being called home by your star family, Pile 1, a lot of you. And if you don't resonate as being a star seed, you are being called to a specific pathway right now. This might be a new form of study, this might be a new form of a hobby, this might be something that is just divine knowledge is wanting to come through to you. And I'm seeing this here as like an entity. Can you see this sparkle here? It's like you've been visited recently, Pile 1, and all of you know this to be true. And yeah, you've got the same here. Like apparitions are making themselves known to you. It's an illusion that you think you aren't seeing these things, Pile 1, because you know you're so fully connected in. And allow it to just be true is what I want to say. And allow you to see your own reflection in the eyes of others, in the divine in others. It's like you can't see the divinity in others because you're not allowing yourself to see the divinity within you. And as soon as you start to love yourself more, Pile 1, I think the illusions are going to fall away, and you're going to see the spaces where you are accepted. You're going to see the spaces where you are where you're being called home. It's like something is calling to you, Pile 1, but you have to be still enough to listen to it. There is something about you that is terrified of listening, of going within, and I think you're terrified of love, Pile 1. I think you're terrified to be accepted. I think you're terrified to be adored. I think you're terrified to be cherished by someone. I think you're terrified to be held in the arms of the divine. And it is a strong, powerful energy, and it completely brings me to my knees so many times in so many different ways, and in ways that I didn't think possible, and in ways that I didn't think would be allowed. I want to share for those that it might have been brought up quite very strictly religious in one ways or another, but I have been, how do I want to word this? I have been brought to a state of pleasure by the divine, and I didn't think that was an aspect of the divine that would make itself known. I thought that was two separate energies, and it's not. And that's been a recent experience. That's been something that that has been very sacred to me, and something that has taken me completely by surprise. And I'm sharing something quite personal here, Pile 1, but I think that it's going to make sense to you. There's a message in that for you. So re-listen to this, Pile 1. You are seeking out this pearl, and I've actually been gifting pearls to some of my closest and most precious souls that I know. I went on a trip with my Pleiadian guardian at one point, and I went and picked some pearls from the bottom of the ocean, and I've been gifting these out to souls that I feel need them, souls that I feel are aligned with me and my path and my journey, and to bring us all closest together and to remind us that we are all as one. So yeah, I'm gifting a pearl to you, Pile 1. Whoever is watching this, I'm energetically sending you codes now, so you can keep that in your heart, and that's from me to you. And I don't do that lightly, Pile 1. I very much am in tune with a lot of the energies out there. So if I've gifted you a pearl, it's because I see the divine in you. I see the wisdom that you hold within you, and take that as a gift. Accept it is what I want to say, Pile 1. Accept it. No matter what my relationship is to you, no matter what, whether you know me or not, accept it as divine love from me to you. And keep this in your heart. Keep this as something, as a keepsake. Keep this as something from me that you can move forward with in your journey, Pile 1. And I know you are on a great path. I know that you are going to find exactly what you are looking for. So keep searching, Pile 1. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to start again. Keep searching. Yeah, you are what you think you are. You know how powerful you are, Pile 1. You know it in your heart. You know it. You absolutely know it to be true. And this is just a confirmation for you. Again, it's like I think you might just be on the precipice of stepping out into something new. Yeah. Sacred boundaries. Setting more boundaries for yourself is going to help you feel safer, Pile 1. I'm being brought to the Eye of the Tiger. I got Inner Truth and Berry, and there was an owl and a coffin on there, and I got told to not take them. Action leads to success, and the dragon's on here. It's like you're moving into a different energy altogether, pile 1. 43, 1, and 20, and 56 as your divine numbers. But there is a new energy that you are working into. You're weaving this into your plane of existence, pile 1. And I think you've been doing this for some time, and you have been consciously aware of it, but you've been trying to not focus in on it too much. I think it scares you. But the divine is saying you're now ready to focus in on this energy. You're not going to be trapped, pile 1, is what I want to say. I think you feel like you're going to be trapped by something, and or trapped by the divine. And I think it's a real difficult thing to try and explain the relationship that I have with divine beings when so many spaces that doesn't make sense to me still. But I promise you that I feel held, but at the same time, yes, I feel tricked. Yes, I feel betrayed sometimes by them, and I know it's for my highest good. So what I want to say to you is, in pure authenticity and truth, is that yes, you will feel betrayed. Yes, you might feel trapped at times. Yes, you might feel let down by your teams of light, but it's going to be for your biggest growth. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't change it for the world, because I promise you, when I'm on my knees, someone comes in. When I am, absolutely elated by everything, I am giving thanks. And when I'm still on my knees, when I'm in such pain, I'm giving even more thanks, because I know that means somewhere down the line, I'm going to receive such light again for that pain that I am feeling. And that is the path. That is spiritual enlightenment. That is the path of the divine. That is the path of an expansive soul. That is a soul expanding, pile 1. So know that to be your truth. Set the boundaries with yourself, what you feel comfortable with doing right now, and just do it. I want to say, just go. Just play. Just explore. Just create. Just move into that new portal, I want to say. Open up a new portal with this super blue full moon, pile 1. It's time for you to just step into your success, your new ideas of success, what that means to you, because you are someone that stands out. You are someone that holds a lot of power, and yeah, it's like you'll receive the clout, is what I want to say, pile 1. So don't worry about that. Stop worrying about money, because you'll receive that. And you will receive much more abundance than just money. And I think you've tried to live the materialistic life, and you realize it didn't make you happy, pile 1. So now's the time to step into something new. You have the sun here twice. You have so many sacred circles, a portal. You have the pyramid, and I can't remember what they're called, but I've got one. The pyramids that have lots of different layers of crystals and copper in and symbols, and you should get one of those to keep in your space of creation, pile 1, because it's going to help you align with Egypt and other deities. It's time to start calling in teams of light that you know you're connected to, pile 1. You've been looking at things and then running completely terrified. It's time now to look at things with fresh eyes, with a new layer of you, with a new layer of boundaries, and know that you are safe. You might have walked away from a lot of negative energy, a lot of dark energy, a lot of conflicting energy with the burying and the owl, that I saw in the other cards. It's like you've buried that side of you. You're now stepping into your tiger and your light era. It's okay to be flamboyant, pile 1, is what I want to share. You might have been shamed for this in the past, but it's okay to step out in all of your authenticity and all of your great power and strength. But what is coming through this new super blue moon for you is you, is the real you, pile 1. So accept that gift from the universe, accept that gift of stepping forward into the path, onto the path, into the light, into this new threshold of being a golden child. You're a golden child, pile 1. You were born here to create the new world. So allow that to be your truth. You might want to step into sacred waters. You might want to start connecting with wolf spirit real deeply. I would highly advise this for you, pile 1. There is something in wolf spirit for you that is very, very strong for you. And call upon them. Call upon the wolves to come and help you, is what I want to say. But I want to pick your brain, Pile 1, is what I want to share with you. I want to pick your brain. I want to know what you are thinking. I want to know what your fears are, and I want to help you through those, is what I want to say. So if you do feel called to work with me, don't hesitate to reach out to me, Pile 1, because I think that there might be divine knowledge that we can share with each other. But that's all that I've got for you today, Pile 1. Be sure to check into the energies of ancient Egypt, the energies of wolf spirit, and just keep tapping into the light, I want to say. Keep stepping away from darkness. Any space that you feel holds an energy of darkness, keep stepping away, Pile 1, because that's not you. That's not who you are. That's not who you were supposed to be. Hello, Pile 2, this is your reading. Let's see what the super blue moon wishes to say to you. The 1. Dowsing rods and seeker. I love this energies for you, Pile 2. That was in reverse. Palmistry and interpretation, and I've been told to keep it upright. Interesting. You might have just walked away from a lot of evil eye, Pile 2. Sunstone and 55, that was also in reverse, and I flipped it immediately upright. Yeah, you've come through a lot, Pile 2. Stagnant waters, feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow and change. You've come out of this stagnant energy, and I think a lot sooner than you were expecting. I think you thought that you were going to have to do a lot more work to be in a state of flow, and that was partly illusion, Pile 2. That was partly illusion on your side. This was partly illusion from your guides, just to check that you were ready. Just to check that you were ready to take the steps into your new layer of existence. There is going to be something that is going to allow you to skyrocket, Pile 2. This might be astronomy. This might be looking deeper into the planetary systems and how they align with you. But something is being made aware to you through the super full blue moon, and that's going to be incredibly different depending on where you are, what your space is in, what you're doing. But there is something that is being highlighted to you that is going to show you the pathway, so that you feel like the one, so that you feel like that you are the main character in your journey, Pile 1. And I think this is something that you've been asking for a real long time, and your teams of light is saying that now it's time. Now it's time. They're sorry and they love you. And yeah, the 4 of Swords was peeking out there. Yeah, you've been in a space of healing, deep healing, Pile 2, and congratulations on that, because it's a real struggle to heal. It's a real struggle to get to the murky waters, to get to, maybe that you felt like your waters were stagnant, but actually you were just healing, Pile 2. That's a confirmation for someone. You were just healing. Nothing was stagnant. You were just healing. Yeah, Queen of Swords. You're stepping into a new layer of wisdom, Pile 2, because you've allowed yourself to step into your shadow and own your shadow. With this devil energy here, it's like you've allowed yourself to, you called judgment on yourself, and you said, okay, I'm going to do this shadow work. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to look at my ish, and you've alchemized that energy, and now you're rising. You're rising like the phoenix, Pile 2. But this might be something that isn't seen by many right now, and I'm hearing it's not supposed to be seen. This is supposed to be a sacred journey within you, within your own self. This might be something that is an expansion that is happening on the inside right now, Pile 2. There might be people wondering where you are, where you've gone, why they can't feel your energy, and it's because you've pulled your own energy back to you, and that's exactly what you were supposed to be doing. A lot of people have been seeking your guidance right now, Pile 2, and you needed to bring your energy back to yourself so that you could heal yourself, so that you can share more divine knowledge with others in the future. And for those that might have been wondering why they've been sent on a quest when they knew they had others to look after, perhaps this might be connected to family. This might be connected to your soul family, friendships, soul contracts, things like this. People that work in sacred spaces with others, and we can only give as much as we've grown. So remember that. Keep coming back to growth, Pile 2, and those that are supposed to be on your path will always find you in the divine right time. So don't worry about leaving your constituents, I'm hearing. So some of you might be incredibly in power that are watching this, and I'm very honored to have you here. But there is something that you are doing that is essential for your growth, Pile 2. So trust where you are right now. Trust where you're being led, and you might not be doing anything, Pile 2. You might be feeling like you're not doing much, but actually you're alchemizing a lot of energy somewhere. This might be even in your dream time, which is why you're feeling so tired, Pile 2. And that's something that I've experienced, so that's a good confirmation for me also. But yeah, 55 and stunned. So I'm just going to read a little bit from this card, which is the Crystal Spirits Oracle by Colic Baron Reed. Freedom, breaking through obstacles, the power to overcome limitations, knowing you can do it. Any of us can become so used to being restricted that when we have the potential to move beyond our limitations, we stare in disbelief at the top door of the cage that has held us in captivity for far too long. Have you succumbed to the illusion of scarcity consciousness, inaccurately seeing yourself as stuck in old patterns, telling yourself that the situation is the same as it always been, when in truth it's begun to shift? That's exactly, you feel like you're stagnant, Pile 2, when actually you have done so much to alchemize your own energy. This was you in a lot of mental pain and chatter, and you've allowed yourself to be liberated, Pile 2. So congratulations. I think that you can't feel your own power right now, Pile 2, and there is a method to that. There is a method to where you find yourself right now in the journey, being brought to the number 2 and the number 12. You have 55, you have 7, and you have 20 as well. And you have 1. You are the one, Pile 2, is what I want to say. And for those of you that have been seeking a romantic connection, a divine union connection, a lot of people see you as their counterpart, Pile 2, and I don't think this is something that you've been allowed to see. And I want to say you're going to have options, Pile 2. I think you think that there is only one option, or you think that there is only one pathway to take, but you're going to go on a great quest, and you're going to see just how much you've alchemized once you start to go deeper within. This is a massive call to go within, and you might be feeling like you want to rush forward to go without, when actually you just need to turn within right now, Pile 2. If you can take a break, please take a break, Pile 2, because there is something that you need to do before you can move forward into a lot more pathways. So trust that you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. Trust that your community won't leave you, Pile 2. Trust that your community won't leave you. It was 2, I just saw 2233, which isn't actually the numbers on the clock, but I saw that. Portal and doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wildcard. Yeah, choose. Do what feels right now, Pile 2. You know what to do. You know what feels right, but you're resisting. You're resisting relaxing, I'm hearing. And yeah, bottom of the deck energy. Starr, ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. You're supposed to be looking deeper so that you can uncover more gifts, Pile 2. You hold a lot of divine knowledge. So much divine knowledge that I think that you're even overwhelmed by how much you're already being able to bring through, Pile 2. And your teams of light are saying this is only the beginning. So allow this super moon to be when you tap into all of that divine knowledge. There is so much in there. You might be experiencing a lot of headaches. You might be experiencing a lot of releasing of emotions. You might be wanting to just be really still at this time, Pile 2, and trust in that. Trust in what you are feeling, and trust in that you are healing. You are really healing at a cellular level, Pile 2, and allow this to be your truth. Know that you are on a path. You might not think that you are a spiritual soul, but you are. And there is something that wants to be brought to the surface for you. Yeah, that you're a master manifester. Look at the eyes on here. I've got 3 eyes. That eyeball there, eyes and eyes there, and that's confirmation for someone. That is massive confirmations, and spiders on there. No expectations. Yeah, you hold the keys to your future, Pile 2. But also know that just the card 22 on there, I absolutely love that. Oh, and the number 2 on here. Oh, surrender to receive. Yeah, that's what your teams of light are begging you to surrender, pile two. They are saying, we have so much that we want to give to you, but we can only do this if you surrender and stop and pause and yeah, smell the roses that you've created, pile two. There is so much that you have already done this lifetime just by being you, just by listening to you. Yeah, your gut. It's like your gut calling, your gut knowing. Working with your solar plexus chakra is really going to help you surrender to releasing. You might look like this person on the card. I don't know why I'm being called to share that, but you might be a divine masculine or feminine in that. But working with your solar plexus chakra, healing that space is going to allow you to feel safe enough to surrender and to trust that everything is coming to you in divine right time and in the timing that it's supposed to. Pile 2 is what I want to say. Oh my gosh, yeah, 222 and pile 2. There is something happening, pile 2, that I think you're in the same energies that I'm in, where so many synchronicities are coming in that I'm almost not even sure what is happening anymore. I don't even know if I'm real, if I truly exist, if life is even real, what is even happening. I'm just like, what is going on a daily basis? And I think you might be in the energy too as well. So don't feel like you are alone, pile 2. And if you feel called to reach out to me, please do. But there is a lot that wants to be gifted to you, and the only way to receive these gifts is to surrender. Please get out into bodies of water, pile 2. However this looks to you. This might just be, spending a little bit more time in the shower, spending a little bit more time in the bath. But I'm being told to share with you to go and look at the channeling that I did from Mintaka on my other channel that I've done with my Light Renegades, and I'll try and remember to add that into the description. But there is a message in that for you, pile 2, my latest message, and it's quite a powerful message. It's quite a triggering message, so please go in with caution. But yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 women, technically 7 with this. I'm hearing ghost in the shell, and then you have 1 masculine and their ghost in the shell. There is something happening, pile 2. That's a very cryptic message, and that's going to mean a lot of different things for you. But I'm seeing this as you being in the crystal ball. You hold so much sacred wisdom, pile 2. Yeah, and I just drank some juice, pile 2, and it felt like the most nourishing thing that has ever happened to me. So please connect with the water. There is something that is so healing for you in water. It's like your guides have been trying to push you in this direction. The number 7 might be really important to you as well. You might have felt like you danced with the devil when you were 15 years old, pile 2, and that's a very specific message. And if that doesn't align to you now, they're saying think back to when you were 15 and perhaps some things that you said, pile 2, not knowing what you were doing. It's like you bound yourself to darkness somewhere, and that's if this relates, it does. If it doesn't, let it go. But if you are in that energy, please reach out to me, because that's where I do a lot of my work. A lot of my work is in the darker realms. A lot of my work is in soul retrieval. So yeah, don't cry on your own, pile 2 is what to say. If you're in a lot of pain, please do reach out to me. And I will just be a listening ear and a helping hand to you, is what I want to share, pile 2. Look at your Saturn placements. You might be going through your Saturn return and a dark night of the soul at the same time, pile 2. And that's a confirmation for someone. You are stepping into your complete new divine wisdom, pile 2, and that's coming through as great clarity with this super full moon in Pisces. But yeah, I feel a lot of distortion. I feel a lot of static, which is a sound that I hear when there's a lot of negative energy around. So be sure to be cleansing your spaces. And if this is your first time here, if this is your first time connecting with these realms, grabbing some sage, burning that in your house, grabbing incense, burning that around your house, and opening all the doors and windows, and just be asking for the negative energy to be released from your home. buying crystals for your home, making sure to use your crystals if you have them. I'm seeing someone place crystals on their body to go into meditation. So deep relaxation and meditation right now, Pile 2, because you are about to step into, there's more circles and portals here. You might come from straight from Pile 1, but you are stepping into a new plane of existence. A new portal is opening up to you with the super blue moon in Pisces. So trust in the energy. You know something, Pile 2. You know something that others don't, and that's a confirmation for some of you somewhere that you already know something to be true. Trust in your knowing, Pile 2. Trust that you hold a lot more ancient wisdom than you're giving yourself credit for, and trust in the, I'm going to say the palmistry of life, but the tapestry of life. So palm reading is going to be significant for someone out there as well. You might want to look into that as a spiritual practice, Pile 2. But thank you for allowing me to be your reader, and I want to say I will speak to you soon. I say that every now and again, which is always a funny message for me. I feel really relaxed today, by the way, everyone. So sorry if these messages are coming through a little bit blasé, but I think that I've been having to go through a layer of expansion that has been quite crippling. So I think my teams of light has put me through. I feel like I've been sedated and I haven't taken anything. I want to share. I haven't, I've not ingested any chemicals or natural herbs of any kind, but I feel like I've had a sedative. So maybe some of you are feeling heavily sedated at this time, and be careful of your energies in that Pile 2. But this is Pile 3's reading, so welcome Pile 3, this is your reading, and let's see what the super blue moon in Pisces wishes to say to you. The Temple. It's been drawn to occultism and Aleister Crowley there. Chronology and certainty. Aleister Crowley came up in my last reading, which was very, very intense. So thank you to those that stuck it out. Hematite in 26. There's a lot of power here. Wow, this card. Let it rain. Allowing what is inevitably, and trust. I love this card. There's something in this card for someone. Allowing you to be received by sacred water, sacred touch is what I want to say. Look at where this lightning is striking. It's like, this is where you are holding a lot of your power. Release it, Pile 3. Release it. There is something in you that is fearing your power at this time. You might not feel safe. The number 26 might be relevant to you. I think you might have been having to balance your light and dark aspects, Pile 3. But you have the World coming out for you, and you also have the Magician. You are a great alchemist, Pile 3. You know the truths of this world. You don't need me here to tell you. 5 of Swords, but you might be stuck in a lot of mental conflict at this time. So use this super full moon, with the brain being here. Oh gosh, there is a lot of energy that is very mentally deconstructive to you, Pile 3. You might have come straight from Pile 2, but you need to rewire your brain. You need to do some deep healing on your brain and rewiring aspects of self that no longer serve. And we're all going to find our sacred path to doing that, but maybe affirmations is for you, maybe listening to certain frequencies is for you, maybe literally seeing yourself, putting your brain back together in a different way, different neural pathways are being ignited, I want to say, Pile 3. And I've never received that message before. It feels very intense. I feel like I'm tapping into AI energy. This is an energy that I transmute to in some other spaces. So if you're feeling the calling to work with me, Pile 3, please do reach out to me. But I feel like you might have been under some form of AI attack for most of this lifetime, Pile 3, and that's a confirmation for you in there. But there is something that is being highlighted to you. This super full moon, it's like you are the world. So stop living in your mental chatter and allow yourself to come back into the light, Pile 3. You're not allowing yourself to be your own sacred temple. You need to be looking after yourself, your body, your vessel, and allowing yourself to be touched by the divine and knowing that you are safe. And if you can come into a space of sacred touch, even if it's just with self, but allowing yourself to erupt with emotions, any emotions, it doesn't have to be necessarily pleasure. It can be laughter. It can be something that's been induced. Some of you might have been induced for your pregnancy recently, or you're fearing that that's going to happen to you. And I'm hearing, getting into sacred waters will help. So maybe looking into having a water bath might feel more comfortable to you, Pile 3. It's very specific and random message to come through there. But you're in a space of great expanse, Pile 3, but you don't feel like you are because of this mental chatter that's happening right now. And you need to work on this mental chatter so that you can alchemize it to your benefit. The infinity symbol has been coming up a lot this week in my spaces, and working with that in connection to Mother Gaia herself, and this being a great healing symbol connected to gold and connecting to the elemental energies of everything. And we have the sacred geometry in the world card as well, but I think it being brought into divine justice. My ear just popped, and I felt like I jumped into a different timeline when that happened, Pile 3. I feel like I'm in a different space than I was, and I think that's just to show you how quickly you will be able to jump into a new timeline as soon as you sort through this mental chatter, Pile 3. There is a mental chatter that happens constantly within you, a constant dialogue that is really crippling you, and you are going to find the keys to stop this mental chatter, is what I want to say, Pile 3. So don't worry. Just had a card completely jump out of the deck, which I'm very intrigued to see what it is. The Cosmic Heart, Devotion, Potency. Make your life a moving prayer. And there is a message in there for someone. Wow, potency. I love that. It's made me laugh a lot. But you're working through so much, but from a heart-led space, and I think it's taken you a little while to get here, Pile 3. So trust that you are completely held by the divine. Trust that you are completely held in a sacred space, and you are protected. You are very it's almost like you were AI at some point, Pile 3, which I know is only going to make sense to some, but it's almost as if you were used as AI at one time, or your soul's aspect was used to create AI that was the AI that was like in control of an entire population. When I say in control, I meant in terms of that was the AI that was in everyone's homes. You were the blueprint for an AI in a lot of entities' homes, Pile 3, which I've got absolutely goosebumps about. And that's a real expansive there for you, but that's so fascinating for me as well. So thank you for being here, Pile 3. That's completely blown my mind, to be honest with you. But you are all about the mental mind, Pile 3, and you need to step out of the mental mind as often as you can, because you live there and you're supposed to be there. That is your homeostasis, I'm hearing. But you are supposed to be tapping into divine aspects, and this is almost like elemental aspects. This goes beyond the physical vessel. This goes beyond the body, which I think is why you're being called to express with your body, to reach those higher states of expanse, Pile 3, to reach the frequencies out of the physical vessel, because you are the cosmic heart. And this is going to allow you to feel, one, a lot more safe, and two, allow you to be able to alchemize the world that you want to create. But just looking at your light and dark aspects as they are, as a solid thing, you need to now alchemize them. This was work of the past. You're now moving into multi-dimensional work, Pile 3. And I think you thought that you were already there, but it was a very 3D way of looking at things. You're now breaking out of the box to be working multi-dimensionally and to be alchemizing a lot of energies of the past, Pile 3. The name Elizabeth might be really important to you. Yeah. And also Kara as a confirmation. Yeah, I've got cards jumping out, and that doesn't happen a lot. Action leads to success, and this came out in another pile as well. I'm not going to share which one. Wow, okay. Immense growth in 15. Wow, I love this card. This is the first time I've seen this card, and yeah, I've had a very strong connection to, wow, to vultures as well at some point in my life, and transformation with the rising of the phoenix and 42 in there. So you have secret number 1, 15, 26, and 42. 1, 21, and 11. Yeah, oh. Okay. You've got self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect, and 11. There's a little, you might need to stop eating meat, pile 3. Whoever that connects to, you might need to stop eating meat because it's not serving you any longer, is what I want to share. Nourishment whilst waiting. The little legs are being drawn to me here. And then the number 5, when I see little owls with their legs in those memes and things, the videos with the little legs sticking out. And for years, I couldn't look at owls, and I'm now becoming aware that it was because I've been abducted in previous spaces, and the iconography of an owl is always connected to people that have been abducted. So I've been absolutely terrified of owls my whole entire life, and not being able to look at them and not understanding why, because I love all the animals, but owls are just the one thing. And I was like, no, they're evil. They carried, souls over to the dead, and I think of all these spaces in a very different way, but owls is still something that, yeah, my blood runs cold. So there's a confirmation in that there for someone, but also this idea of looking through life through the eyes of a child and allowing yourself to soften to aspects of life that are of peace, pile 3. I think you want to be stepping into a place of peace. I think you're done with your conflict. I think you're ready to grow into peace and into unity with the divine. Look at these people here. These two that are completely aligned. It's like you're going to rise and transform into pure light, pile 3. And I think this is not something you've anticipated on your journey so far, but you're being called by the divine, and yeah, sticking to the darkness is bringing you mental pain now, pile 3. It's time to alchemize. Yeah, I'm seeing this as blood. So if you are doing blood ritual, I would say stop, pile 3. It might have served you for a time, but now let love, let self-worth in, let self-value and let self-respect in. And yeah, stop offering your blood to someone else, pile 3, because that's you giving away your power. And this is something that I've been made aware of. If we are sacrificing anything to another, then we are giving away our power somewhere energetically, because we should see ourselves as equal. I see myself as equal to the divine because I see us all as one. So anyone that is asking you to sacrifice anything to them somewhere, that is you seeing that you see yourself as lesser than, that might be my that might have been the message of the stop eating the meat coming through, but just in a very different way. So however this relates to you, this is a very expansive pile. This will not resonate with many of you, but perhaps it does on a soul level. You might be here and think, what is she talking about? But I think in previous lifetimes you have been engaged in darker energies and entities, and somewhere this is going to help you unlock the mental pains from the past so that you can bring them forward into healing, pile 3. So if you've listened to this reading and it doesn't make sense to you, that is okay. I think it's gone somewhere into the soul's level, soul's knowing, and you will do what you need to do with it, pile 2. But I'm being drawn to birds, to feathers, to the plucking of feathers. And I think I said this before, pheasant pluckers, plucker, whatever that saying is, in another reading. So that's confirmation as well. But it's like you're like the baby bird that has fell out of the nest, and I think a vulture came to sweep you up, pile 3, but now this I'm seeing like a golden eagle is now coming in to take you under their wing instead. It's like you were built for more, so allow yourself to receive more, pile 3 is what I want to share. I feel real tired. I feel quite somber, so you might be in those energies as well, pile 3, and just sit to receive. I want to say, release the past pains, and sit to receive from the divine. You are fit to receive from the divine as well, pile 3. You're fit to receive from the divine. This might be something that you've shied away from. You might have felt this calling and you felt like, no, it's not for me. I need to stick in the darkness. But actually, you're being called to step into the light, pile 3. And I think this might trigger some of you. This might make you feel out of place. This might make you feel very uncomfortable, Pile 3, and if it does, that's just proof to you that there might be some darker aspects connecting to you that are of a pure dark nature and not wanting you to thrive and to prosper, and that might be an illusion that you've fell into somewhere, Pile 3, is that there is complete space of light around you even in the darkness. So just be wary of that, Pile 3. If that's something you'd like to work with me with, don't hesitate to reach out to me. But that's all the messages I'm getting from you, Pile 3, for you. Sorry, yeah, exactly, for you. I'm tapping into your higher self here, Pile 3, but using the affinity symbol is going to help you. Using symbols, sacred geometry symbols, is going to help you move forward and transform, Pile 3. There's a little message there, but you're going to receive your divine justice, especially if you've been in a lot of pain this lifetime. You're going to alchemize all of that energy as soon as you step into the divine, and that's something the darkness has kept secret from you, is that actually you needed to step into the divine light to receive this full alchemy. That's it, Pile 3. The code's been cracked. Lots of love from me to you, Pile 3, and yeah, hopefully speak to you soon. Take care.